Good afternoon to all IEM and UEM family members again. Now, as I have told in your WhatsApp groups already, that today we will target to complete it by 5:10 maximum. From 5:30, there is a foreign lecture. So I will request all members to join that also. Today, this presentation will be taken over by Dr. Vishal Pandey. Actually, if you remember, he was presenting the last day and he was totally into Matlab. He was getting deep into it, starting from the basics. He was gradually getting deep into it when he had to call off for the lack of time. So today he will start exactly from the point where he left. So you can find out this matrix generation. The elementary matrix generator functions will be discussed today by him. So I will request Dr. Vishal, you may start at your earliest so that we can again complete in time. If not, we can again continue, no problems on some other day. Thank you. You may kindly take over from here.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. So, good afternoon to all IM family members. In the last meeting, we have discussed some basic functions of MATLAB and some basic elementary functions like how to generate matrices or what are the basic functions used to create any MATLAB files and how to start and how to stop MATLAB. So, I am today going to discuss from there only, and I will today discuss about how to generate matrices with the help of preliminary functions which are already defined in the MATLAB, and also we will discuss about some functions of MATLAB can be which can be used to read any data, and after that we will see how to plot the data which are present in the MATLAB workspace. So as you can see in this particular slide, there are several functions in this slide. So these functions are called as elementary matrix generator functions. First function is zeros function. This function is used to generate a matrix of 0. So this uh, matrix will generate a m cross n matrix, and all the elements will be 0 in that. Then the next function is ones. If you need a matrix with all the elements of 1, so you just need to use this particular function once, and you have to give the size of that matrix. This particular first indices is representing number of rows, and the second one is representing number of columns. If you want to generate unitary matrix means all the diagonal elements are 1 and the rest of the elements must be 0. So you need to use this I function. So it will generate your desired size of matrix with all the diagonal elements as 1. If you have already a matrix of a variable and you need to extract diagonal elements only, then you can use this function diag, diagonal of matrix A. Now when we use in signal processing, we generally use to generate a random number or a random matrix. So with the help of these two functions, we can generate random number of matrix, the random number of matrix, and the matrix size will be indicated by this m and n. So there is only one difference between these two functions. In a rand function, we will be able to generate the random numbers that will lie between 0 to 1. Okay, so all fractional positive numbers can be generated with the help of this rand functions. But in this function, randn function, it will not be only generating only 0 to 1 values, but it will generate, apart from these 0 to 1, it can be able to generate positive fractional values or negative fractional values. So it will cover all the fractional values of random numbers. Now, if we want to generate logarithmic values, so log based 10 values can be generated with the help of this log space function. So you just need to give the first number and second number, and within these two numbers, how many different logarithmic values you need to generate. Just give it by specifying the n value. Suppose we have 10 to 1000. First variable A is representing 10 and B is representing 1000, and you need to generate between that 5 values of logarithmic values. So just you need to give 10 and 1000 and n as 5. This function we already discussed in our last meeting. It will generate all the integer values or fractional values between these values A and B. So like this log space function, it will also work, but the difference between these two is this function is only uh, specifying logarithmic values, but this will specify all non-logarithmic or natural number values. If you want to get knowledge about these elementary functions or elementary matrices, then you can get with the help of these two commands: help space lmat or doc space lmat. So if we want to add two matrices, then we can use some command, okay, sum, that is predefined in the MATLAB. Or if we want to add any particular number or subtract any particular number, then just we need to give, first we have to specify that particular matrix A. Suppose we have taken this matrix A and these are the elements of matrix A, and if we want to add 3, then you just need to give A plus 3. The 3 will be added to all the elements of matrix A. Similarly, if we want to subtract 2 from the matrix A, then just we need to give A minus 2 as a command. Now there is another operator, multiplication and division. So multiplication and division will work like that, as we have seen in subtraction and addition. Suppose we have A matrix as given in this particular slide, and if we want to multiply all the elements by 2, then you just need to give this command A multiplication of 2. This star is representing multiplication operator. Now if we want to divide the A matrix with the 3, then you just need to give this command A by 3. So all the elements will get divided by this 3. Now there is any other operator which is generally used for element wise operation. So suppose we want to multiply or divide element wise, okay, so for that we just need to use this dot in front of that operator. So here I have given in the slide as power operator. So this power operator is used along with this dot. So what it will do, it will perform the power operation on specific elements, okay. So it will be applied on all these specific elements as power of 2. So here, as you can see, this A matrix is defined, and the square of all the elements can be given with the help of this command. Now if you remove this dot operator, then it will produce you the A multiplied by A matrix, okay. So as you can see, the results are different if we remove this dot operator. Now we need to confirm that the two operations, the two variables which are we use for this power function, must be scalar, okay. One of them must be scalar, either A or B. If you are not using that property, then you will get an error in the MATLAB. So as you can see, we have used A uh, dot operator with the power of B. So here B is acting as element wise power operation. Now this is the multiplication operator. So when we want to apply A multiplied by B, then it will follow the conventional rule, like all the rows will be multiplied by columns of that particular second matrix, and it will give you the summation of all the elements, the resultant value. So if we apply this operator, then we will get the conventional multiplication. But if we want to multiply element wise, then you have to just add this dot sign in front of the multiplication operator. So it will multiply element by element. Okay. So as you can see, these two results are different. Now we have to confirm that the for division operation, this B matrix must not be zero. I mean to say that the singularity property says that if determinant of B is zero, then we will not be able to find this division operation. Okay. So first we need to confirm that, because if we are not confirmed about this operation, then we will get an error in the MATLAB. Now, element-wise division can be done with the help of this dot operator. Now, the next topic is how to read data in MATLAB. So, reading, loading, and saving can be done with the help of these commands. So, first we will discuss about save command. So, save command will save all the variables which are stored in the workspace, and these variables can be used in future. So if we have these three variables in the workspace, then you just need to use this command, save space file name, whatever name you want to give, just give that name, and add the suffix dot mat. So in dot mat format, all the variables will be saved in your particular space in the computer. Now, if you want to save any particular variable, then you can give as x and y. So by specifying the particular variable, we can save only those variables. Now there is another particular type. Suppose we want to save the variable in terms of ASCII parameters, then you can use this ASCII. Now after saving, when you want to read the data, for reading we use load command. So as we have used save command, just like that we have to use load command, and after that whatever the file name you have used to save that particular variables, you can use here. Okay. So for particular variable reading, you can use this load file name dot mat and specify that particular variable. If you want to read ASCII file, then you can use this particular command. Suppose we want to read Excel file, so you have to use this particular command xls read and give the particular file name .xls. Now the next topic is plotting. How do we plot in MATLAB? So suppose we want to plot sine function. Okay, so for sine function we have to first declare the variable. So for declaration we have given this particular command, x is to pi by 100 is to 2 pi. So it will save 0 to 2 pi values with the interval of pi by 100. Now y equals to sine x, this command will save all the values of sine for these particular values of x. For plotting this sine function, we can use plot x comma y. So for all the x values, these y values will be shown in the particular figure. Now the most important thing is when we plot any figure, then we need to specify the axis, the what what that particular axis is representing. For that, we have to use this x label and y label. So it will label that particular axis. We just need to give that particular information in single column. Now to give title, you have to use title command. So if we use these commands, then it will plot this. So as you can see, it is varying from 0 to 2 pi, and graph is smooth. The title is as same, you can see plot of the sine function, and this is the labeling of particular axis. Now if you want to see more than one graphs in a particular window, then you can use this command, plot x comma y1 and this is the specifier. How do we how do we want to see that particular graph? So for that we have used double dot. This particular graph we can see with the help of this single dot, and this third graph can be seen with the help of column. So just you need to specify these this particular function plot plot in the inside plot. Just give x comma y1, then x comma y2, then x comma y3. Okay, and these are the labels, and this is the legend command. This legend command is representing what that particular first, second, and third plot represents. So first plot is representing cos function. So it will indicate in that particular figure window that this plot is representing cos x function, and this plot is representing cos x, 2 cos x function and half cos x function. So as you can see in this particular figure, this box is representing legend command, and these three graphs can be seen in a single figure window. Now, if we want to see different figures on a single figure window, then you can use subplot command. In this subplot command, this m and n is representing how many number of figures you want to see in a particular figure window, and this last is representing the position of that particular figure. So suppose we want to plot these four functions y1, y2, y3, and y4. So just specify x variable. First we have to declare x variable, and then all those functions we have defined four functions. Then you have to give title, then subplot. In this subplot you can see 2 comma 2 comma 1. So 2 comma 2 is representing how many number of figures you want to see in a particular one figure window. So 2 cross 2, 4 figure window can be seen with the help of this subplot, and this is representing the position. So first row, first column, this figure will be shown, and first row, second column, this figure will be shown, and similar to that, third and fourth will be located at that particular figure window. So as you can see, these are the particular plots. Thank you.
Okay, so
Sir?
you are, hello, yeah. So you are already over with your presentation?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. So you are very much in time. In fact, you have completed it within 17 minutes. So there is a lot of time for questions and everything. Let us have the poll firstly. There is time, so let us have the poll. Okay, so very simple poll, but the opinion matters, as you can understand. It is an opinion poll. It is not an answering poll. So yes, the opinion matters. Whether you think that Matlab is easy for everybody to understand, or it has got something to do with programming background only. Okay. So Dr. Vishal, I have got certain comments into it, but I will do it only after the polling is over.
Okay, sir.
So let me wait for the polls to be over, because we have already waited for around 40 seconds and received 51% votes. So we'll wait for 20 more seconds and requesting all to vote quickly. Please vote fast. We have got only 10 seconds left. It's a very straightforward, simple question. So it should be easy for everybody to answer immediately. Okay, so 1 minute's over. I close it with 58% votes. And I share the results. And as you can say, 66% feels that it is for everyone. 34% is for votes for programming background only. Now, I will discuss a point with you over here, Dr. Vishal. Don't you think that whether a programming is easy or difficult also depends on the type of program we are approaching with that particular thing? Like if you think that way, when we are doing C programming, we target more or less nowadays we target embedded programming with it. What I mean to say is, when we do C programming or C++, we are targeting more or less embedded programming into it, like embedding a program in a chip. When we are
Yes, sir.
doing Python programming, we are targeting maybe artificial intelligence or machine learning related program. When we are doing
Yes, sir.
Matlab programming, we are maybe targeting the signal processing, image processing, and the other factors like which will deal with complex mathematics. So actually all sort of programs are possible with all the coding languages, but when you are targeting embedded programming, definitely it is difficult. uh, if you compare it with maybe a mathematics oriented programming, but then that embedded programming can also be done with MATLAB. Had you
Yes, sir.
targeted those embedded programming with MATLAB would
Yes, sir.
have also been difficult. That is my opinion. Like this
No, sir.
difficulty level depends on the type of program you approach. And that is something I believe. What's your
Sir,
take on
in
that?
my opinion, sir, actually all the programming languages basically depends on the logic. If we know the logic of that particular problem, then it's just a matter of the particular set of commands needed to represent that particular logic. So if we are able to understand the logic behind that problem, then it will be able to solve, and it can be solved with the help of any programming language. You just need to know set of commands to represent that logic.
Okay. So yeah, that is right. So I will request all members to kindly. So we will call today over here for this meeting, afternoon meeting. It was a sweet and simple one and a very short one, but we will be having a foreign talk today. So I will request all members to join it because the topic is very relevant. It is supply chain and industry, like supply chain in 4.0. Like when we are talking about industry 4.0, uh, then how we deal with supply chain over there. It is challenges and opportunities in supply chain 4.0. So it is a foreign talk. I will request all members to join that. I will share the link in the group once more at around 5:25. I will share the link. I will request all members to join that at 5:30. Thank you. Thanks to all IEM and UEM family members. Thank you, Dr. Vishal. It was a
Thank you,
nice,
sir.
nice presentation. I don't find any
Thank you, sir.
questions in the question box, so let us end it
Okay,
over
sir.
here.
Thank you.
Okay, there is one question. Can you quickly take it? What is the advantage of MATLAB over Python in terms of mathematical operations and plotting graphs? Because Python is completely free. No, it is free, but the functions, what about the functions? It is asked by Professor Amit Kumar Mondal. I leave it for you, Dr. Vishal.
Sir,
Very quick answer.
I can say that only one thing, that in programming perspective, the plot representation in MATLAB is very good, and if we see in Python, we will not be able to find that much amount of attractive graphs in Python, because it is free, and the functions which we use in MATLAB are specifically designed for that particular type of operation. Like 3D plotting and 2D plotting, there are several functions are available for image representation or for a matrix representation. Different area is representing different types of functions that can be not found in terms of Python. That is my
You're
understanding.
you are correct. You are absolutely correct with it. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thanks to all IEM and UEM family members. We're closing it
Yes,
over
thank
here
you.
today.